Welcome to the second part of the lesson 7. As we saw in the last part, the economical organization of food market is about exclusion, marginalization, hunger, and death. This part of the class, I will try to show you and to convince you that there is a different way to organize ourselves socially, in community, and in cultural diversity to promote life in all of its forms. And that different way must also be expressed in our ways of relating economically with the others. Do you think this is possible? Maybe you can put pause on the video and discuss it and argue it there with the professors. It will be very constructive and necessary. Well, this part of the class is about social and solidarity economy, also known as popular economy or communal economy, or other names depending on the country, on the region we are talking about. So let's start the lesson. The roadmap for this class and the topics will be what is the economy like now out there? We can find ourselves in a mixed economy. Then we are going to see a real territory case study as a starting point for the other subjects. Also, we're going to see or to try to convince ourselves on what economy suits us and the producers. I will show you also some background of the social and solidarity economy in Argentina and South America. We're going to see some challenges of this economy and the dilemma of informality. We also going to see some particularities of the social market at the social and solidarity economy. And as we saw, the social market also can be understood as a technology. And as you saw in the first or second class, technology can exclude, but also can include people. So we are going to speak about that. And at the end, we're going to see some sources of financing the social and solidarity economy. So let's begin. The mixed economy, when we think about ourselves in the territory or how we conduct ourselves in the economy, we can find that there are three types, at least, of economy out there. For one side, we have the state economy. From the other, we have the private economy, and also the social economy. These economy systems, each of one is we can understand and describe it as a system, has their organizations or institutes. They have their goals also that they pursue, and the social actors. Let's see, the state economy, for example, the goal, it has to be to pursue the social justice of distribution and dignity life for all the citizens. inside these economic systems, we can find social actors like the nations level or regions, provinces, municipalities. In Argentina, we have on this state economy also the universities, because we have national universities, the national university system. In the other hand, on private economy, we can say that the goal for this economy is to have profitability. And the social actors there are all the companies, the economic groups, holdings or clusters, or in the productive, the sowing pools. I think you in Nigeria already know what is sowing pools. In Argentina, we have a lot of sowing pools. In the other hand, the social economy, we can say that the goal for this economic system is the living well of all the people, el buen vivir. Here in America, it's we call it buen vivir. And the social actors, there are the cooperatives or family entrepreneurs, farmers, the fairs where the social markets are, and all the communities that exist in the territory. In the conjunction of these different economic systems, we can find, like in the middle of the state and the private economy, we can find there social actors like public and private companies. Also, we can find that cooperatives develop their actions also not only in the social economy, but also in the private economy. And we can say that the social market are actors or groups of actors that cooperate and act into the social economy, but also in the state economy. Where do you think the agrarian producers develop in this mixed economy? Let's think together. Maybe I can put here and you can put pause and argue there in the class. It will be very interesting. Well, let's go into the real study case. This I want to tell you that this was my thesis for the degree of agronomical engineer. I did this work in the year 2012. And this conceptual, it's about two different moments of a group of producers, cattle and dairy producers. This qualitative research attempt to discover through in-depth interviews that I made on the comparison of some specific productive indices, possible changes in the know-how of producers that modify their productive potential. It was also intended to open a space for producers to exhibit their motivations, experiences, and visions of the future within the Rural Change Program. The Rural Change Program was born in 1993 to integrate group of small and medium producers with the technician and professionals from the INTA to promote the search for alternatives that allow increasing fair income, the standard of living, and sources of decent work in the territory. I mentioned INTA. INTA is the National Institute of Agriculture Technology, and since 1956, it has contributed to the sustainable development of the agricultural, the agri-food, and agro-industrial sector throughout research and extension. It also promotes innovation and the transfer of knowledge throughout the country for the agricultural development in Argentina. Let's see, I will try to explain you when my objective was to investigate what happened before these producers got into the rural program. And that's why we have this conceptual of 2009. These producers were isolated in the territory. Everyone worked by itself without having relations with the other producers. There were maybe a number of, let me think. I think there were 27, 28 producers in total. Everyone worked every day in the farms like every other producer, and they expressed that maybe they knew some of the other producer, but they were neighboring or friends, but they didn't have relations of working together. And all of them said that they had very little negotiation power with the buyers or supplier. And also they expressed that they didn't know all the political space of the regional public management. There was a separation between the territory and the political space of decision and management. In that political space, we found in the same territory the municipality of Luján. I'm sorry, I didn't say where this was. Was in Luján. Luján is a city in Buenos Aires with a rural territory and many producers. Extensive, intensive, horticulture, conventional, and also agroecological. And we also found that in this territory, there is one national university of Luján that I also work there, as I work in the University of Hurlingham. We had the INTA extension agency, and we have the provincial and national organizations, but without ties, without knowing the institutions of the programs that develop inside these organizations. I made a sense and interviews with each producer. And after that, I tried to do the new conceptual state of this producer after working in the rural change program. The rural change program, what they did there was to organize this producer in 3 groups. One group was a cattle producers, and 2 groups were from dairy producers. What INTA did was to pay for professional to accompany this group, and they made the 3 groups. One of the professional was a veterinary, and one was an agronomical engineer, and the third one was a food engineer. They made one reunion per month, and also one reunion per month, the 3 groups together. So in one instant, they work inside the group, and in the second instance, they work the 3 groups together. So they express that at the end of the 3 years working, they were organized very different from the starting point. We found that they feel they were organized differently. Now we can find that the territory is with the associated producers, and also there was an articulation network with the political space and the public management, and some goals that they achieve. They say they made important achievement of having established stable social ties between the producers who favored the exchange of information, and this allowed them to make better decisions. Another goal was to establish a political representation of the producers involved against instances of higher power, like contact with municipality agents and ministers. And this also was named as an important achievement. On the technical level, dairy producers highlight the obtainings of the milking machines for all those who at the beginning of the experience were still milking by hand. This was a major achievement for them. Also, agronomic or productive management issues are highlighted, such as improvement in planting, milking routines, or animal health, and reduction in mortality in herds. Regarding group projects presented, they acquire of a mobile scale for livestock, a mobile health box, and also a nitrogen thermo for artificial insemination straws. It is worth to highlighting that when I asked them if the benefits achieved were distributed equitably within the group, whether quantitative or qualitative, 100% of the answers were affirmative. Most of these producers pointed out that throughout groups articulated with the municipality and with INTA mainly. But there were also contacts with the National Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, and Fisheries of that time and its technicians. And at local level, with the National University of Luján, holding during 2011 some conferences with agronomy students on quality of milk. All this achievement and stable articulation allow them to strengthen the position of producer as active agents in the local territory development. Some producers also told us that all of this improvement translated in second instant into economic improvement. For others, productive and socio-organizational improvement are difficult to translate to the economic level due to the inequitable market relations in which they are immersed. To finish this study case, all through the magnitude of all these changes and improvement in the production is variable in each producer, these changes are significant and probably irreversible in the sense of not being able to return to a state of previous knowledge. Reality has been intervened and it has been managed to modify it for better. It's not a little. So now that we saw this study case, in what economy system is the best for the agriculture producer to operate? What do you think? One of the answers may be in the social and solidarity economy. The SAC economic system is based on community organization, democratic institution, and interpersonal networks. We can find inside this system institutions like civil organizations or mutual cooperation, cooperatives in every aspect of production, and also recovered companies that have been in bankruptcy. Also, we found here social markets and network. I will read you one of the definitions of social and solidarity economy. I put you here two definitions. I will read you the definition of the INAES. INAES is the National Institute of Associativism and Social Economy, depending on the Ministry of Productive Development. This was at least until the last government of last year. The definition of social and solidarity economy says that it is a way of doing economic based on consciously building from society and the state, a society centered on bonds of solidarity, organizing in an associated and cooperative manner the production, the distribution, circulation, and consumption of goods and services, not based on motive of private profit, but to the resolution of needs, seeking high-quality living conditions for all those who participate in it, their families and communities, in collaboration with other communities to resolve material needs while establishing fraternal social ties and solidarity, assuming responsibility for the management of natural resources and respect for future generations, consolidating harmonious and lasting social ties between communities without exploitation of other people's labor. I leave you in the platform all the papers and that I mentioned, or the conclusions that we arrive on each part of the classes. Well, The social and solidarity economy is a reality throughout the world, and in South America, it is especially powerful. I will try to give you some information about this in America. We can see that all these points that you see here with different colors represent a cooperative, a mutual, a civil association, a social market in the territory. You can see this was taken from a digital map that you can see a lot of organizations in almost all the territory in Argentina. In Argentina, the SAC represents several million jobs and represented 10% of GDP in 2015. The expansion of the impact of this sector on domestic consumption is promoted and encouraged, since it has direct promoter of the redistribution of income and the national income. Population that do not reside in cities, they depend directly on the SAC. As an example, cooperation of public services like lighting or telephone or internet, also media and construction cooperatives and others. In Brazil also, we found that productive inclusion and the sector's access to services such as credit, innovation, and training are promoted. There is a solidarity economy secretariat within the Ministry of Labor. Municipalities are required to have a minimum of 30% of their purchases from scholar feeding directly from regional family farming. In Ecuador, we also found that the state focused directly on the three economies that we talked previously. The SAC represents 64% of domestic consumption. 6 out of 10 economic actors are from the SAC sector. Public purchasing from the sector is very strong in food, in construction, furniture, and textile sectors. Also, inside the Union of South American Nations, called UNASUR, the SAC is promoted as a development and inclusion strategy in the context of South American integration. These are just a few examples of how the SAC is promoted in South America, and it's important to say that it's based on social organization and territorial organization. We found many organizations all around America, territorial and between them also. There are also some special and punctual regulation toward the inclusion of the informality of the social and solidarity economy. We can say that there are different levels of action and thought to intervention on the economy. This intervention must be systemic, generating policies on a complex institutional system in which the economic, the political, and cultural issues are articulated. The different level of complexity are not excluded, but in reality are not separable and should come together in programming and action. For example, at the level of a particular territory. Can be a town or a municipality or a province or a nation. All regulation must promote inclusion of informality. These are some examples of regulations in Argentina. Some of them are in the national level and others on provincial. And the last one is on municipality level, but recently was promoted to a provincial level. You will enter this last one in another class more profound. The regulations, some examples, we have here a microcredit law for the social and solidarity economy that promotes microcredits to generate social inclusion processes as part of a solidarity finance system, promoting self-managed work to improve life in communities. Also, we have a collective brand law. This collective brand is a sign to identify product and services provided by the social economy groups so that it's easier to market and to identify them in the formal economy. Also, there is a social monotax called monotributo. This is a tax category that allows billing and access to a health system and entry to the retirement system also. This regime aims to reorganize the carrying out of productive, commercial, and services activities recognized within the social and popular economy. There is a list, a public list of productive, commercial, and services that are recognized within the social economy. At the province level, we found what is called ALAS province law, that it's a free registration and exemption of gross income tax for self-employment and subsistence labor activities. Also, it promotes discounts on municipal taxes. This is all to promote the inclusion of the informal activities. Also, there is what we call PUPAs. This is small artisan food production units. And what it does is it gives legal authorization to produce artisan food with low microbiological risk and on a small scale of production in individual or collective home kitchens. This is a very interesting regulation because it gives on small producers the opportunity to produce a legal food product and to commercialize it in the legal economy and not as an exclusion market or something like that. Let's speak a bit about social markets. And this social economy requires to build a social market where the initiatives are free, all through mediated by organizations and collaborative actors, coordinated but not homogenized, with regulated competition so as not to destroy the lives of others in the name of the benefit of the momentary successful. This, we have a social market is a physical or a virtual space for meeting and exchanging free economic initiatives, all through with accessibility to regulated resources and with competition, mediating between economic actors to ensure life of all, cultural diversity, and the restitution of nature, decommodifying labor forces and land. Inside this social market, we can also find social coins. These social coins are currencies created socially to build a more supportive society. Not all of the complementary currencies can be considered social currencies, but only those that aim to put into practice the principle of reproduction and development of life. They fulfill the function of being a medium of exchange and unit of account while limiting the function of reserve of value that promotes accumulation and concentration of the coin. I leave you have in the study cases on the number 7, a particular case of moneda par that it was very interesting for me and for the course to present to you. Also, we can find inside the social markets socioeconomic food circuits that they seek to account for the proliferation of innovative territorial and social experiences in the construction of inclusive food circuits. You have there a link to investigate what socioeconomic food circuits are in Buenos Aires and Argentina. Do you remember that in part 1, at the end, there was one of the main problems of the food market was the separation or decoupling of the production, the circulation, and the consumption of food. Well, social markets, and especially the social food markets, what we try, or what the goals of this social market is to get together again the production, the circulation, and the consumer of this food production within the territory, taking care of the cultural issues and the preparation of the food, and also the natural produced products of the region. Now we are going to see some conceptual model that I prepare for you on my experiences in the social food markets in Buenos Aires or near where I live. I believe that the social markets have to be in everywhere. A town, a market. One town, we need one social market. And I try to mention all the social actors that intervene in these social markets. The social market is established in one particular territory, and we have to try to make an articulation with the different institutions and state agencies at all levels, like the municipality itself, the province, and the different organizations. So there are many actors. We have from one side the consumers, we have in the other side the potential local producers. Inside these potential local producers, we have to try to establish strategic alliance between them. We can found their cooperatives of agricultural production, of food production, textile production, graphic printing, construction, or other items in the social economy production. Also, we found families and peasant and agroecological agriculture. We can appeal also to regional food, short, small and medium enterprises, and also producer associations to come together to offer their production or part of the production to the social market. In the other hand, inside the consumers, we can appeal and try to look for the participants in the cooperatives and mutualists, retirees and pensioners, working union, producer families, institutional state purchase, and other consumers who want to get their supplies from popular or agroecological market for ethical or other reason. This all together conform the market, consumers and producers. And if we think for a minute, we all are producer and consumer at the same time. It doesn't matter if we are academic or and we do not produce a physical product to offer to the market. We all are consumers and producers. And when we try to organize and design this market, we have to find a physical place, of course, but also we can use the virtual technologies to offer, like to produce localization apps and to make prior reservations. Also from the side of the producers, these applications can help to make a stock management or logistic and distribution. And the physical places can be in fairs that already exist. Also, we can find places on the consumer and supply cooperatives or the mutual or union delegations that have space to put products and make the offer. And also municipal delegations or retirement centers. And what is important, that in each municipality or in each social market must be established a reference for coordinating the use of the public space, the place request, the logistic, and the delivery in coordination with the organizations that participate and the producers with a territorial presence. This helps to make easier the food, the goods, and the service circulation inside the territory. And this is very important because we know that we have the potentials in the territory. We have the capacities of producing, but many times the poverty or the crisis make impossible for these products or potential products to circulate in the territory. And this is important to have help or programs from the state level to promote these social markets, because the state is a very important actor at all levels. We saw the regulations that they can establish and to promote, to make easy the inclusion of this production to the market. And state-level institution can offer or can give specific support programs and projects like research, extension, and investment to the local producers, and also can give contributions from direct state programs to the consumers, like subsidies and refunds or other type of promoting the access to the social market. Of course, there is the monetary question, and from one hand, we have the national currency in each country, that is the legal currency that can circulate around all the markets. But each territory or region can establish what we saw as social coins or social currency. Also, we can establish, there is the possibility of establish a social currency for a specific use only. As an example, a particular community can create its own currency just for food acquisition. And these currencies can be based on different technologies. As I said before, I leave you a study case where it calls moneda par or par currency, that is based on the blockchain technology. And this is a social currency for inclusion and mutual help. So this is the way I try to explain you how we can design and think and try to organize a social market in a special territory. And then within all these actors, we have circulation of information in all of its forms. Can be monetary form, can be knowledge, can be mutual help, and this is based on social organization, different that what we found in the capitalism or form of organization, because here nobody wants to take from the other more than he has to receive. Everyone tries to participate, to have a well living with the work and decent work of everyone. This is another conceptual model of a food system. I leave you the paper in the mandatory bibliography for you to read and to understand. This conceptual model of a food system is more from a systemic point of view. And let me ask yourself, where did you buy your last meal? Where do you buy your food? In a conventional market or in a social market? This is important because we can all act when we decide from whom and where to buy. Is a very important decision for all. Let's talk about some sources of financing for the social and solidarity economy. At least these are some sources that we can find here in Argentina. I don't know what are, if there are at all sources of financing in Nigeria or in Africa. Maybe there are, maybe we have to propose it to start participating in municipalities or in the decision places where this can be discussed. In our territory, we can find that there are state subsidies like non-refundable contributions from the state to the producers, tax exemptions, local state purchase from municipalities or provinces or different state organizations. Also subsidies for public services like electricity, gas, transportation or other subsidies. Also, we can find that there exist solidarity credits like microcredits or bank small credit, solidarity credits, cooperative banking also, and complementary social currencies. Like I mentioned before, moneda par currency. You have the study case video that we prepared for you to know this social coin. We have in Argentina like 3,500 towns with an average of 5,000 inhabitants or less, and most of all these towns, 70%, do not have a banking house in the town. So we can try to solutionate this between and inside the social economy organization. Also, a source of financing for the social and solidarity economy is the donation. From these donations can come from local private companies, from neighboring producers or foundations, and these donations can be money, can be supplies, product, inputs, product for the production, can be advice, or even work time. Also, a form of financing is to have a selection of suppliers and clients. And we can ask ourselves, who do we buy and sell from? And this can be a nice opportunity to establish new economic relations based on trust, and it can help us to defer payments and collections also. Finally, the best financial strategy for each production unit will be from the mix of all these or other different sources of financing, and this can contribute to achieving higher levels of stability and autonomy of the productive units. Some conclusions from the social and solidarity economy. I hope you approve this conclusion, is that we have to try to strengthen the collective subject in front of the individualizing of each one. Also, we need to promote popular citizen participations, to start thinking about the inclusion and the access to the economy as a right. Also, try to inhabiting construction sites of regulations in different levels. Also, to start thinking and promoting that associativism is capable of defeating voracious capitalist speculation. We need to promote democratic institutions and decisions inside that institutions. Also exercise social organization with shared objectives for all, and to strengthen the building of community networks within the community and between communities. So we can think, we can design, we can understand and act to create a different world, different from what capitalism proposed to us. And we think that social and solidarity economy is a different economy for a different world. Thank you.